I welcome you all to my class. I'm Ms. Vandana Gupta, Assistant Professor of Mathematics. So today we are going to continue with mutual funds. We will solve some few more problems on mutual funds where we are going to find out the percentage, the net profit and the percentage profit. So quickly we will revise what we did in the last class. So as you know that in the mutual funds, there are two types of gain. One is through dividend and the other one is by selling the same. In mutual fund, there are two types of gain. One is through dividend and other one is by selling the units. So capital gain is amount received after redeeming the units minus amount invested. If you get the dividend also, then you add that to the capital gain, that gives you the total profit. Then to find out the percentage profit, that which is always calculated on the amount invested. So percentage profit or percentage gain or rate of return is given by total gain divided by amount invested into 100. So this is what we have. These are the problems which we have solved yesterday. So this problem we have already solved yesterday. And this also we have done. These two questions we have done yesterday. Let us see the third one. Radha invested ₹8,000 and bought 800 units of a mutual fund on 13th of March. Afterwards, she sold all the units on 20th August when NAV was ₹17.2 with exit load of 2.5%. Find the profit she earned and also find the percentage profit. So as usual, we are first going to write down what is given to us and what is asked to us. Okay. So read the question. Radha invested ₹8,000. So what is given to us? Amount invested is given to us, that is 8,000. And bought 800 units of the mutual fund. So number of units bought or number of units purchased, that is given to you as 800. The amount invested is 8,000 and number of units purchased is 800. Afterwards, she sold all the units. All these 800 units are sold on 20th August when NAV was 17.2. So NAV at the time of sale was 17.2. And what was the exit load? Exit load was 2.5%. You have to find out the profit she earned and the percentage profit. Now, how do you calculate the profit? It is in this problem, there is no mention of dividend. So the gain is only by selling the units. Okay, so what is the net profit? It is the amount received minus amount invested. This is how we calculate the net profit, correct? So net profit is equal to amount received minus amount invested. How will you find out? I see the amount invested is already given to you, 8,000. So now we have to find out amount received. Amount is received when the units are sold. Okay, so we must know the selling price of one unit. Okay, if we know the selling price of one unit, if we multiply it by number of units sold, it will give you the amount received. So let us first find out the selling price of one unit. So selling price of one unit is equal to, you know that whenever you sell the units, the exit load is deducted from the NAV. So it is NAV minus exit load. Right? What is the NAV when she sold the units? NAV was 17.2. NAV was 17.2. And what was the exit load? 2.5%. So it is 2.5% of NAV. Exit load is always calculated on NAV. So 2.5% of 17.2. Okay. So NAV is 17.2 and exit load is 2.5% of 17. Here again, I want to stress one thing. See, many students, they just write 17.2 minus 2.5. That is wrong. It is not 2.5, it is 2.5% of 17.2. So you have to find out the percentage. So 17.2 minus 2.5% of 17.2 is 2.5 upon 100 into 17.2. You know that? So find out 2.5% of 17.2. How much it will be? So 2.5 into 17.2 divided by 100. It is 0.4. When you subtract it from 17.2, you get 16.77. Okay. So this is the selling price of 1 unit. So total amount received, that will be selling price of 1 unit minus multiply by number of units sold. So amount received, or it is also same as amount received, which is same as total sale price, correct? Total sale amount. This is equal to selling price of 1 unit multiplied by number of units sold. So what is the selling price of 1 unit? It is 16.77. And what is the number of units sold? She sold all the units. How many she was having? 800. So she sold all the 800 units. This multiplied by 800. Find out how much you will get. So 16.77 multiplied by 800. That gives you 13,460. This is the total sale amount. Okay. Now you know the amount received and you also know the amount invested. So you can find the profit. So what is the profit? Therefore, profit is equal to amount received minus amount invested. How much amount is received? Look at it. 13416. 13416. This is the amount received. And what is the amount invested? It is 8,000. It is given to you 8,000. So minus 8,000. Find out how much you will get. So 13416. 13416 minus 8,000. That gives you 5,460. So this is the profit. Okay. Now you have to find out percentage profit. This is what is asked. Profit she earned and percentage profit. Percentage profit is equal to whatever is the profit she received divided by how much was the amount invested multiplied by 100. What is the profit? 5,416. And how much amount was invested? 8,000 into 100. 5,416 divided by 8,000 multiplied by 100. That gives you 67.7. So the profit percentage is 67.7. So percentage profit is 67. Therefore, percentage profit is equal to 67.7%. So I hope you have understood this. So to find the profit, first we have to, profit is nothing but amount received minus amount invested. Amount invested is already given to you. We have to find amount received. To find the amount received, we must know what is the selling price of 1 unit. Now, selling price of 1 unit is nothing but NAV minus exit load. NAV is given to you. Exit load is also given to you. It is 2.5%. Then you calculate this, you get the selling price of 1 unit as 16.77. When you multiply it by number of units sold, you get the total selling price or amount received. When you subtract amount invested from amount received, you get the profit. To find the percentage profit, it is profit upon amount invested into 100. So profit is 5,460. Amount invested is 8,000 into 100. So you get 67.7%. This completes this problem. Let us go to the next problem. Mr. Sachin invested rupees 30,000 in a mutual fund on 3rd March when its NAV was 66.11. On 5th of March, he received a dividend at the rate rupees 5 per unit. Find the total dividend received by him, assuming that there is no entry load. As usual, we will first read the question and we will write down what is given to us. So read the question once again. Mr. Sachin invested rupees 30,000. So amount invested is given to you as 30,000. When he invested this much amount to purchase the unit, the NAV was 66.11. So NAV at the time of purchase is 66.11. And there is no entry load. So entry load is 0. And what is the rate of dividend here? Rupees 5 per unit. Means a unit of mutual fund के ऊपर 5 rupees is the dividend. See, in shares, dividend was expressed as a percentage, 2%, 3%, like that. So it was expressed as a percentage of face value. In this rate of dividend is written as, at the rate of per unit. So 5 rupees per unit. So if you know the number of units, एक यूनिट के ऊपर 5 रुपए है, तो अगर आपको नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स मालूम है तो 5 मल्टीप्लाई बाय नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स will give the total dividend. Okay, so first of all we have to find out the number of units purchased, correct? So to find out the number of units purchased, we need to find out what is the purchase price of a unit. So what is the purchase price of a unit? It is NAV plus entry, correct? What is the NAV at the time of purchase? It is 66. What is the entry load? There is no entry load. Entry load is 0. So in this problem, purchase price is same as NAV, that is 66.1. So you can find out number of units purchased. Number of units purchased is equal to amount invested divided by purchase price. Amount invested is 30,000 and purchase price is 66.11. Find out how much you will get. So 30,000 divided by 66.11. 30,000 divided by 66.11 gives you 453.789. So these many units are purchased, correct? Now, you know the rate of dividend, it is 5 rupees per unit. So for 1 unit, it is 5 and number of units are these many. So if you multiply this by 5, you will get the total dividend. Total dividend is equal to rate of dividend multiplied by number of units. You are given that rate of dividend is rupees 5. So 5 rupees on 1 unit, 5 per unit, and you are having these many units, 453.789. 453.789. 5 multiplied by 453.789. How much it is? 5 multiplied by 453.789 gives you 2268.945. So this much is the dividend. So the total dividend received is rupees 2268.945. So we have solved these two problems. One, we have time, so we can have some more problems today. These are very, very simple problems. See, the performance of a mutual fund scheme is measured with the help of change in NAV. You know that the NAV, that's the value of the units, it keeps changing. It is not same every day. Okay, so how will you know that your mutual fund is giving a good performance? It is, you can make out this with the help of the, what is the change in NAV? Okay, so this we have seen what is the absolute change in NAV. It is the NAV at the end of the period minus NAV at the beginning of the period. That will give you the change in NAV. What is the percentage change in NAV? Percentage change is percentage change is always calculated on the NAV at the beginning. So it is absolute change divided by NAV at the beginning multiplied by 100. Similarly, annualized change. Annualized means in a year, what is the change? So it is percentage change in NAV divided by, for how many months you have calculated this percentage change in NAV, multiplied by 12, because in a year there are 12 months. So let us solve the problem based on this. If a mutual fund had NAV of rupees 36 at the beginning and rupees 44 at the end of the year, find the absolute change and percentage change during the year. So what is the absolute change? Absolute change is equal to is NAV at the end, NAV at the end of the period minus NAV at the beginning of the period. This is what is called as an absolute change. Okay, look at here. NAV at the end of the period minus NAV at the beginning of the period. And this is what is given to us. What is the NAV at the end? And in a mutual, if a mutual fund has NAV of rupees 36 is at the beginning and 44 is at the end. So at the end it is 44 and in the beginning it is 36. So the difference of that 44 minus 36. Beginning में 36 था और बाद में year end में 44 हो गया. तो उसका difference कितना आ गया? 44 minus 36 कितना होता है? That is what is your absolute change. So 44 minus 36 is 8. So there is a change of 8 rupees in NAV. Correct? Now find out the percentage change. This is the absolute change. What is the percentage change? Percentage change is absolute change divided by the NAV at the beginning, into 100. What is the absolute change? It is 8. And what is the NAV at the beginning? It was 36. 8 upon 36 into 100. that will give you what is the percentage change. Okay, so calculate this. What we are getting 22.2. So there is a change of 22.22% in NAV. Okay, so this was a very simple problem. You have to find out just the absolute change, which is nothing but NAV at the end minus NAV at the beginning. And what is percentage change? Change in NAV, absolute change in NAV divided by NAV at the beginning into 100. I hope you have understood this. So such type of simple problems only will be asked in multiple choice questions. Look at the second question in this topic of absolute change and percentage change. If NAV of a mutual fund at the end of the year was 55, with 10% increase during the year, find the NAV at the beginning of the year. Okay, आपको NAV निकालना है beginning में, और आपको NAV क्या दिया है? End of the period में दिया है आपको 55. Okay, so what is given to you here? NAV at the end of the period, at the end is 55. And how much was the increase? 10% increase. And you have to find out what is the NAV at the beginning of the period. So let us suppose that NAV at the beginning is X. NAV at the beginning is rupees X. Okay, we don't know that. We have to find out. So let us call it as X. Now there is how much increase in the NAV? Beginning में X था, कितना percent increase हो गया? 10% increase हो गया. So what is the increase in NAV? Increase in NAV is equal to 10%, correct? So 10% of X. How will you find out 10% of X? 10 upon 100 into X. That is equal to 0.10 upon 100 is 0.1 X. Okay, 10 upon 100 is 0. So NAV at the beginning was X and कितना उसमें increase हो गया? 0.1 X. So what is the NAV at the end? Therefore, NAV at the end should be how much? In the beginning it was X और उसमें कितना increase हो गया? कितना? 0.1 X. So this is the NAV at the end. So X means 1X. So 1.1X. So NAV at the end is 1.1X. But you are given the NAV at the end, how much? 55. So 55 is equal to 1.1X. So what is the value of X? 55 divided by 1.1. What is 55 divided by 1.1? 55 divided by 1.1 is equal to 50. That means X का value आ गया 50. That means the NAV at the beginning is therefore NAV at the beginning is rupees 50. Is equal to rupees 50. Okay. So to find out this problem, what we did, we have to find out the NAV at the beginning. So we call it as X. And you are given that there is a 10% increase. So X का 10% निकालो. X का 10% is 10 upon 100 into X, that is 0.1. तो शुरू में X था और इतना increase हो गया. यानी end में कितना हो गया? पहले X था और उसमें इतना increase हो गया. तो X plus 0.1. That is the NAV at the end. Okay. Now X means X का मतलब है 1X. X के इधर कुछ भी नहीं लिखा है, मतलब 1. तो 1X plus 0.1. That will be 1 and 0.1 will give you 1.1X. So 1.1X is equal to 55. And when you, if you have to solve this equation, what you have to do? You have to solve this equation for X. तो ये 1.1 को आपको इधर shift करना पड़ेगा. तो 55 divided by 1.1 that gives you 50. So therefore NAV at the beginning is rupees 50. So we have solved 4 problems today. In one problem we have found out net profit and percentage profit, no dividend was given. In the second problem we have calculated dividend. And in the third and fourth problem they were based on finding the percentage NAV, absolute change in NAV, and percentage change in NAV. Okay. So I think enough problems we have taken on mutual fund. So next time when we meet, we will start with the next subtopic of mutual fund only, which is called as systematic investment plan. In short, it is also called as SIP. Okay. So only SIP, that subtopic is remaining. Otherwise, I think I have taken all the possible types of problems. So I will give you some problem for homework also. And if you, we will discuss those problems in the training. So thank you all.